Welcome to lesson 2 of the Ultimate Resilience Building, Health Optimizing 7-Step Guide to Performing Your Best, entitled Energy Breathing. The way that we breathe is so important to our health success. In fact, oxygen is the number one piece of fuel that our cells need in order to work and carry out their various functions. You have trillions of cells, and they are truly the building blocks of life. So we're going to discuss why proper oxygen supply is important, as well as give you some easy techniques that you can use. Anxiety, asthma, chronic fatigue syndrome, chronic pain, high blood pressure, insomnia, and panic attacks are just a few of the conditions that are related to having poor oxygen utilization. You recall from the previous chapter that stress is the result of not properly adapting to a situation or perceiving our environment incorrectly, and the body's physiological response to that. With that said, it is possible to use breathing techniques to help to control our body's physiology, and these would benefit us by helping us to offset the chances of acquiring or having the above conditions. In addition, better breathing can help to create and maintain more energy, improve the mobility of your joints and flexibility of your muscles, and help you to have more clarity of thought. There are a couple of trends in our culture that point us towards the necessity to really think about how we are breathing. One of them has to do with the health club, and the other has to do with Monday through Friday at your local high school. For the health club, most people who go to a health club do so because they want to get in better shape. Most people will bring headphones or have an iPod to listen to while they're doing some type of cardiovascular exercise before they begin to lift weights, if they so choose. Imagine this: you go to 24-hour fitness, like I do, and you sit on a stationary bike or run on a treadmill or stair stepper for 10 to 15 minutes. And right in front of you, there's a whole line of at least 10 TVs. There might be 4 different programs playing among the TVs. News on one channel, sports on another, an old sitcom rerun on another one, and then probably another news program on another channel with words running across the bottom. Question: how much of that news coverage is positive and stress relieving? Probably less than half. For what percentage of that negative information can we actually do something? In other words, can we help make the world a better place now that we are burdened with this bad news? Probably not very much. At least not nearly as much as what we're being concerned with. In other words, if a thing is outside of our ability to influence, then maybe we shouldn't be concerned by it in the first place. If you plug yourself into negative information at home, you will likely feel a difference in the way that your body works after a while: stress levels, breathing rate, etc. And so when you're at the gym, cross-train your mind and your body to be going in the same constructive direction and get rid of the contradiction. It's not necessary. As for high school life, there's so much pressure to do and say and behave a certain way in order to fit in. Part of that pressure is to have a certain physique, which the in thing is to have a certain chest to belly to hips ratio, which most people, especially older children, do not have or can't have. Consequently, when kids and adults try to look a certain way, they will try to breathe a certain way, which of course is from the chest instead of from the diaphragm. We use our lower neck muscles and chest muscles. And the problem with this is that it doesn't allow the diaphragm to go down like it should, and so less oxygen is taken in per breath. The worst part is that there's probably a trickle over muscle memory effect that occurs when we aren't in that social situation anymore, and we continue to breathe more shallow than we should. It's actually easier to breathe with our belly instead of our chest, and the oxygen supply is much better this way if we can train ourselves to do just that. And the clear benefit of this is better NUCA adjustment holdability. And by the way, if Bud Light can say drinkability, I can say holdability, since the soft tissues along your spine will be better nourished, which causes them to better mold and hold around the position of the newly aligned vertebrae. Now let's talk technique. The first one is called belly breathing, which means consciously allowing our belly to move in and out, not our chest, while we breathe. So try this right now with me if possible. Stand up tall or sit at the edge of your chair with your feet flat on the floor. There should be a 90-degree relationship of your thighs to your lower legs. And we're going to start out with just a little bit of air in your lungs and make the palm of one hand be about 1 inch away from your belly button. Do not move your hand. Keep your hand right there. Now breathe in through your nose as your belly moves outward and touches your hand. Hold your breath until it becomes uncomfortable, and then breathe out through your mouth until that becomes uncomfortable. Your chest and hand should not have moved. We're going to do that right now together. So just stand up or sit at the edge of your chair. Take one hand and put it about 1 inch away from your belly button. Breathe in through your nose deeply. As your belly goes out, your chest doesn't move. In through your nose. Ready, go. Hold it until it becomes uncomfortable. Out through your mouth. Do that 3 times in a row, 3 times a day. Morning, breakfast, noon, lunch, and then later on towards dinner time. If you will do that for a week straight, 3 times in a row, 3 times a day, you're going to have an increase in your energy because your tissues are going to be getting a lot better oxygen supply. Now, a very simple device that you can purchase, it's only about $25, is something called a Fit Disc. And at the time of this recording, the best kind of disc that you can get is called the J-Fit disc. J, the letter J dash Fit disc, which you can get online. It's a funny website. It's called freakynutrition.com. You can also go to Sports Authority or Big Five for one as well. The purpose of the Fit Disc is that when you place it on a hard chair, such as an office chair or a dining room chair, and you sit on it, it forces you to sit up straight and flex your paraspinal / postural muscles. And these are the muscles that run longitudinally all the way down your spine from the top to the bottom, just like the strings on a guitar. As a result, there is an easier passage of air into your pharynx or larynx, down into the windpipe and lungs, allowing your diaphragm to go downward and your belly to go outward. The next technique is called alternate nostril breathing. Breathing through the left nostril helps to feed the right side of the brain, which is the feeling part, with oxygen, while breathing through the right nostril feeds the left side of the brain, which is the logical part. Most of us will breathe through one nostril more than the other, and so I'd encourage you to pay attention to which nostril you breathe out of more over the next few days. Perhaps you are more of a thinker or a feeler, and there's a reason why. The following is an easy practice that you can do to help you become more aware of which side of your nose that you tend to breathe through, and possibly improve your thinking and feeling abilities. Put your right thumb over your right nostril and breathe in through your left nostril. Then plug your left nostril with your left thumb and breathe out through your right nostril. Then breathe in through your right nostril and repeat this several times. You never want to force it. Blow some of the congestion out of your nose or use saline drops if necessary. Do not use your neck muscles for this exercise, and try to only move your belly if possible. This practice can help to improve your focus, and if you tend to be a very compartmental thinker and have difficulty relating things to the big picture, it can help you by integrating the left to the right side of the brain. Now you are inspired to be a better breather. You are armed with some techniques, a tool, and information that will help every cell in your body work better. If you would like to leave a comment, ask a question, or provide any feedback, or even interact with other practice members, you can do so by logging on to drpetrick.com, which is our blog. That is DRP as in Peter, IE, T as in Thomas, REK.com. Thanks so much for listening.